Alright, hello, and welcome to the next video. Not a full playthrough, just partial playthrough as I talk about my memories of the series. Another one of my favorite franchises of the 80s, early 90s. Yeah. Mario. This actually wasn't the first Mario game, technically speaking. That would be Donkey Kong in 1981, where he appeared as Jumpman before the Mario name even came into place. Or the 1983 arcade Mario Brothers. But yeah, the first Super Mario game came out in North America in October of '85, a launch title for the NES. We started playing it, or I did, me and my family, brothers and mothers, started playing it in January of '88 when we got our first NES. And while I liked the game, I was so wrapped up in other games at the time, Contra, Castlevania, playing them. Yeah. Anyways, how about we get some music going here? There we go. Man, it's been a long time since I've played this game. Again, this ain't gonna be a full playthrough. Of course, Mario, the character, easily one of the most recognized video game characters in all of gaming history. Up there with like Pac-Man or Donkey Kong. Actually, what am I doing? I don't want to go up there. Invincibility Star. Of course, with these, you can run all the way to the end of the level, but eh. Yeah, anyway, like I said, it's been a while since I've played this game. I mean, back in the 80s, me and my mother used to play this, see who could get through the game first with the most points. Not just get through the levels, but get the highest, and I messed that up, get the highest score as well. Because with a game like this, you could easily just dart through the levels, ignoring all the coins and everything, but yeah. Of course, I do play this game occasionally on my 3DS Virtual Console. Oops, I goofed that up. Dang it. Oh well, so I don't get those 4 coins up there. Of course. Lately, well, for traditional type Mario games, it's Odyssey, but usually when I play a Mario game, it's like the Mario Luigi RPG games, Superstar Saga or Paper Jam. The RPG-ish crossover Mario games that started with Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo. But occasionally I'll play a typical platformer type Mario game like this, like the first 4. I can't believe I just did that. Well, I never said this would be a no-death playthrough. I never could do that, even when I played the games, all the time back in the late 80s. Well, I never really played them all of the time, like I was just saying. There was always other games I was playing too, but used to play them a lot more than I have since. Dang it. Keep getting the wrong button combo. Run and then jump. Of course, in terms of NES games, this is widely considered one of the best sellers with over, what was it, over 40 million, something like that. Of course, I can't help wonder how much of that was because of the bundle pack. The fact that by the end of 1987, people like us who bought our first Nintendo in late 87, early 88, got this with the NES itself as a bundle pack, as they called it. If they ever bothered to distinguish between bundle pack sales and sales of the individual Mario cartridge that came with the NES. I mean, it's a good game. Good game, and I die for a second time already. Yeah, my inexperience is showing. Dying twice in just the first 3 levels. Can you tell I haven't played this game in ages? I mean, I could never do a 0 death playthrough, but it would always be at least until the second half of the game before I died once. There, I got it. Finally. Took 3 tries. Every 4th level is one of these dungeon, castle, or whatever. Oh, get down there! Drop, there you go. Okay. Too bad I don't have a fire flower. Could shoot this Bowser imposter. Oh well, for now I just have to settle with hitting the switch. Dropping him off into the lava. Thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another castle. So many gags and references and jokes with that started with that line. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Ah, then give me that. Man, I've been missing a lot of coins. Only have 62. Haven't even gotten an extra life from coins yet. The me of the 80s would be rolling over with laughter watching me play this now. How much I've been missing. Or dying. Oh, you dirty rat. Get out of here. Okay. I think there's a... Oh, no, that's just one of those. Okay. No more power-ups? Of course, if you could do that when the timer is at numbers, it ends with number 6, like 156 or 136. You also get 6 fireworks, 500 or 500 points each, 3,000 points in total. Ooh, the swimming levels. Kind of ironic in an 80s game that you can actually swim. Most 80s games, water was a deadly obstacle. Couldn't even get into it, or if you did, it was insta-death, like Zelda 2 or Castlevania 2. Actually, yeah. Oops. Right into the blooper. At least I think that's what those things are called. Not up on all the Mario enemy names. I mean, I know the fish are cheeps. I think those squid-like enemies are called bloopers, if I recall correctly. Oh, that's it. Game over. Yeah. Good game, but if I'm ever going to do a full playthrough of it, I'll have to play it several times again to get more familiar with it. Of course, it's one of the few video games my mother still plays to this day. She never ended up, starting in '88 when we got our first Nintendo. She never got into video games as much as me or my brothers did. I mean, other than like Mario, this Mario game she never even likes, to this day, never likes any of the other Mario games that came after this. Or Wrecking Crew, which isn't really a Mario game technically, but one of the mini games where Mario is in. Mario and Luigi. Yeah, this is... Oh shoot, I forgot. Like if you hit select or something, you can start off at World 2, I think. If I remember correctly. Oh well. I'll be right back. And now for Super Mario 2. And yes, by now we all know the backstory of this game. How the so-called quote-unquote true Super Mario 2 quote-unquote was the lost levels, as we call them here. Basically the leftover rejected levels from the first game, but deemed too hard for American gamers who at the time were just getting over the video game crash, or so Nintendo execs thought. So they reskinned Doki Doki Panic into what you now see on screen. So either way, whether you lived in Japan or whether you lived in America, Super Mario 2 is debatable. Either just a hodgepodge of deleted levels from the first game, or a completely different game given a Mario makeover. Yeah. But of course, here in America, no one knew that at the time, unless you had somehow had connections to Japanese media that wasn't being mentioned here, which for most of us, no. I mean, the real Super Mario 2, as most people would call it, the Lost Levels, was released on the Super Nintendo compilation Mario All-Stars. That was the first time anybody in America had ever even seen that game. No, that didn't really become obvious until the internet a few years later. Of course, here you can play as Mario or Luigi. Luigi jumps higher, if I remember correctly. Plus 2 new characters that have, well, Princess Toadstool isn't really a new character, but you only saw her at the end of each stage. Thanks, Mario, but actually it wasn't even her, it was a decoy. Our princess is in another castle. And a new character, Toad, who'd become a mainstay in the series ever since. I don't think there's been a Mario game made that didn't have a Toad character since this game. Plus, a lot of the enemies made their debut in this game. So there should be no argument whether this game is canon or not, even though it originated as a completely different game, Doki Doki Panic. Of course, it's been even longer since I played this game. As if I'm being completely honest, I mean, it's an okay game. I do like it for the fact that so many of the common Mario enemies debuted here, like this guy here, Shy Guy, I think they're called. Oh, should have taken that a little further over. There's a heart I could have picked up somewhere. I mean, this game came out in America in October of 1988, so... By then I was done with the first Castlevania game. Literally done with, as in repulsed by, tired of. Haven't maybe played it a couple times in all the decades since then. So, Castlevania 2 wouldn't come out for another couple months yet. So. I played Contra to death, so to speak. So had more time, in other words. Zelda 2 wasn't out for another couple months yet. RPGs, not until the following summer, 1989, with the first Dragon Warrior Dragon Quest game. So yeah, winter 1988, I played this game a ton of times. Rarely touched it since then, though. I mean, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of negative commentary from anyone who's watching this video, but I would dare to say this game is better than the first game, but not by much. I mean, I know the first game is like a landmark of gaming history. I get it. Showed what platformers could be, etc., etc. Legendary game for sure. I'm not saying the first game sucks, so don't go getting too ballistic in the comments. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, this game is just a little bit better. And if I was to ever do a full playthrough of a Mario game one day, this would probably be out. Well, deciding just between the first two, I'd more than likely do a playthrough of this game before I did a playthrough of the first Super Mario game. Oh, Birdo! Oh, and then I hit the wrong button. Oh, missed. I suck. Got it that time. Oh. Overcompensating jumps, man. I didn't get any coins, so I don't get a chance at bonus levels. Of course, from what I understand, I mean, I've never played Doki Panic, the original version of this game, so to speak, where you have to play at least one level with all four of these characters. Here, you don't have to. You can play as Mario or Luigi or whichever one you prefer throughout the entire game. For the most part, I mean, there might be some levels where you need Mario or Luigi's higher jump or the Princess levitation floaty mechanic to get through a level. But, yeah. Need bombs to get through that. Niji, whatever. Another enemy making its debut in this game. Okay, I need the key for this. Where was... Okay. Oh, these... Oh, I hate these things. Pick up the key and those phantom things chase you the entire time you have the key in your possession. Yeah. Collect enough cherries to get a invincibility. Oh, I need bombs here. Ugh. Alright. Yeah. Good game. Despite it not even really being created as a Mario game from the beginning, but and as for the idea of the original Super Mario 2, the so-called lost levels being too hard for American gamers, and people who claim to feel insulted by that, well, they've obviously, looking back at it historically, weren't too far off, because to this day, most of the people I talked to or heard talk about the game seem to share that same sentiment, that they're glad that they released this game in America instead of the Lost Levels. Had they released the Lost Levels as a sequel in America, the series probably wouldn't be as big today as it is. So, yeah. Oh, it's down there. Oh, you dirty rat. Okay. And now the curtain rises on everyone's favorite NES era Super Mario game, mine included, Super Mario 3. A game that was talked about for quite a while, was even debuted, so to speak, in that silly movie The Wizard in the summer of 1989, before finally being released in North America in February of 1990. One of the only NES era games to have its own strategy guide, along with the first Final Fantasy game, a year later in 1990, technically speaking. This game was so popular it even had its own Saturday morning animated cartoon, granted only like 13 half-hour episodes, or 26 or whatever. Didn't last too long, but back to the original format. You know, of course, they did that with a lot of games back in a lot of series in those days. I mean, Castlevania, the first game. Then they kind of experimented with Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, before going back to the traditional methods with Dracula's Curse. Same with Zelda, you know, the first Zelda game, then came Zelda 2, the experiment. That many say would be an experiment gone bad, although I would disagree with that sentiment. I mean, I even did a playthrough of Zelda 2 for this channel. But then Zelda 3, commonly A Link to the Past, returned to the original formula. So, yeah. Yeah, this would be my favorite of the NES era Mario games, no doubt about it. Played this game so many times I had everything memorized, all the secret locations for coins and item power-ups and how many coins you needed to get certain items in certain areas. Had all that stuff memorized. Nowadays, haha, I'd need that strategy guide I just mentioned. Oh, if that would have been a star, that would have been not better, but. Yeah. Commonly everybody's favorite Mario game, at least amongst the NES games, like I said in the intro to this one. One of the times where I totally 100% genuinely agree with the consensus. Usually it's like, no, well, that may be your favorite game, but it's not mine. You know, like Final Fantasy. Most fans I've ever spoken to say Final Fantasy IV. Phooey. Phooey on Final Fantasy IV. Or Zelda. So many people I know say Twilight Princess. Ugh. I'd sooner play the worst Mario game than Twilight Princess. So, yeah. But with this game, yeah, I agree. Best Mario game on the 8-bit NES, by far. In the game that I would do a full playthrough of before the other two. So if I ever do Mario playthroughs, full playthroughs here, I do them in reverse order, 3, 2, and then 1. Oops. Oh, never mind, that worked. Barely. Oh. Ah. That's the way to take out a boomerang hammer, brother. Stomp on their head. Usually you can't do that, though. They're always throwing those hammers or boomerangs. Yeah. Shorter levels. Of course, there's... With the raccoon tail you could fly, there's stuff up in the air that I've been skipping over, but... Again, this ain't a full playthrough of either one of these games, at least not yet. Pick a box. Its contents will help you on your way. Yeah, for some reason, back in the day, I used to think that said something about contests. Like, it's contests. What contest? Until I read it closer. Oh, contents. Ah, yeah. Word I learned to read. Yeah. You can store power-up items in reserve. Auto-scroll levels. Yeah. Anyway, as I said back when I was talking about Super Mario 1, my mother still to this day loves that game. Me and my brother, one of my younger brothers, tried to get her into this game, but she just, to this day, wouldn't have it. Still swears the first game is the only good Mario game. I mean, her right to her opinion, you know. Can't say I agree with that sentiment, but hey, like anybody else, she's got her right to her own opinion. And yes, I know I'm missing a lot here. Again, this ain't a full playthrough or even an attempt at one, so Okay, I gotta go down the pipe here. If you time that right, you can almost guarantee you get a star there. With 3 stars, you get 5 extra lives. And like I said, I played this game so many times in the early 90s, I memorized all this stuff. Most of which I've forgotten since then, but... Cool. Too bad I'm not going to need them for this video. Mini dungeon. Every world has at least one of these castle mini dungeons. The larger worlds later in the game have multiple castles like this. Yeah, love the music here too, by the way. Of course, that may be helped a little bit by the fact that back in the day I actually liked the cartoon series that aired. I don't know why. I mean, corny as all hell, like most 80s cartoons were. I mean, look at the Zelda cartoon series, or Captain N, the Game Master. Good cartoons, you know, for 80s cartoons, but damn were they cheesy. But back then it was just kind of cool to see your favorite video game characters on TV. I mean, I wasn't a kid, I was already 16 by then, but or 18 by the time this game came out. And now the door opens. Anyways. And now the Mario series entry into the Super Nintendo 16-bit era. And while Super Mario 3 is my favorite of the NES era, Metroid, Mario games, this one would be my favorite overall of the early Marios. Favorite game of the early Marios, and also the game that kind of killed my interest in the Mario series. Well, not so much the game itself, just one of its characters that debuted here. Him, Yoshi. The more he became popular amongst other video game fans, the more repulsed I was at the entire idea. And I realized, looking back at it, even though I was already nearing 20 years old by then, I was acting rather immaturely. Just stop playing Mario games. Like, they're going to keep popularizing Yoshi. Screw Mario. Yeah. Wouldn't pick up another Mario game till... well, sheesh. For well over 2 decades. Until Dream Team on the 3DS in 2013. The RPG, one of the Mario Luigi RPG series of games for 3DS, along with Superstar Saga Remake and Paper Jam. Okay, I gotta... as you can tell, I play this game a lot. It is my favorite out of all of the traditional early Mario games. Started playing it while we got our first Super Nintendo, not right when it came out, but I'd say by the end of September, early October. I mean, we had it by Halloween, because I can remember on trick-or-treating Halloween night having to stop my gameplay to go answer the door when trick-or-treaters would come out, knock at the door for their candy, having to pause this game to go, yeah. So So yeah, we had one before Halloween of '91, but this being a launch title for it. Oops, keep forgetting you have that spin jump here. Always do that. Hit the wrong jump button. Large Yoshi coins. Oh, sure, jump right in front of the bullet bill. Here I am. Shoot me. Shoot me dead. And they did. Of course, needless to say, this is where the Mario retrospective video ends, is with this game. Frick. For the longest damn time, this would be my favorite Mario game of all time. Until, well, the game came out in 2017, but I didn't get my first Switch until early 2020 with tax return check that year. But yeah, since for the last 2 years now, Super Mario Odyssey takes the place of this game as the best Mario game ever made, in my opinion. But this is number 2 right behind Odyssey. Of course, I still haven't played like Galaxy or Sunshine, so I don't know how good those games might be. But again, I skipped over 2 decades of Mario games with my immaturity and dislike for Yoshi and how popular he became. Not proud of myself for that, looking back at it. In fact, go back in time and slap myself silly. But yeah. Unfortunately, oh, how does that old saying go? It is what it is, you know. Ooh. Yeah, checkpoints. You actually have them in this game. Little tip boxes. Which at least are optional. You know, getting back to an ages-old argument amongst video gamers. Tutorials and hints. Coddling or cryptic. I like games like this where they do give you hints, but they're optional. You know, you can hit that and read that tip if you want to, or if you don't need them, you can just walk right past it and ignore it. They need to do that more often. Tips and hints and clues and advice can be nice, don't get me wrong, but I hate when they force it on you. Make you watch the same tutorials every time you play the game. Oh, hey, give me that. Oh, that didn't duck fast enough. Then I missed it anyway. Oh well, again, this isn't a full playthrough, just wanted to do a video basically just talking about Mario, since, you know, it's still one of my favorite series of all time, even though I don't play it as much as I play a Zelda game or a Final Fantasy, or if you look at my channel, Dragon Quest games. I mean, I've already done, what, 3 full Dragon Quest games, and I'm currently uploading videos for the 3rd one, or 4th one, since I already did 4. Did them out of order, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I don't play Mario games as much as I do other franchises, but still like them. Still come back to them from time to time, either the dreaded E word or on my 3DS Virtual Console. And maybe someday I might come back and do playthroughs of these games. But yeah, for now, the point of this video was just a brief Mario talk discussion. Since, like, anybody who played, well, maybe not everybody, I guess you can never say everybody agrees on it, because I don't think there's anything in life that everybody agrees on, but most people, let's put it that way, you know, most people that were playing video games in the late 80s, early 90s played at least one Mario game. I I mean, you don't sell as many copies as Mario games did without being quite popular, especially in those days. Yeah. Launch titles for NES in America, Super Nintendo. I mean, frick, a Mario game I think has been a launch title for almost every Nintendo console, or at least most of them. I mean, granted, I don't think there was a Mario launch title for the Switch. Odyssey came out half a year later. The Switch came out in March of 17. Mario Odyssey not until October. So yeah, I think the Switch might very well be one of the exceptions to that. But yeah, save points too. You can save your game. Didn't have that in any of the earlier Mario Brothers games. Another one of the reasons I say this one is the best out of all the early ones. You know, the earlier ones you have to start off at level 1, world 1 every time you start a new game. You play those first few levels so many times you can have nightmares about them. But anyways, thanks for watching this video if you were. Yeah, make for some interesting discussions in the comments. Other Mario fans, what's your favorite game amongst the 4 that I showed here? I mean, I didn't getting into Mario RPG because I still to this day haven't really played much but the introductory levels of that game. Should, since I'm such an RPG fan and a Mario fan, you know, Mario RPG would be a natural, but as of right now, other than emulation, I really have no way to play Mario RPG. So, anyways, as I was saying, what's your favorite Mario game if you even have one? Maybe you're not even a Mario. Well, I guess if you're not a Mario fan, you wouldn't be watching this video. But and while we're at it, what's your least favorite Mario game? For me, would probably be Super Mario Bros. 2 Yoshi's Island, simply for what the aforementioned reason. The start of the popularization of the Yoshi character, much to my disliking. Yeah, Yoshi, and even in games like Link's Awakening, the Yoshi doll, he's becoming a popular video game character, the description said. Yeah, and it sucks, I would ad-lib every time playing the original Link's Awakening. Yeah. Anyways, now, thanks for watching if you were, and see you next time. Bye.